Good morning, friends. Welcome to another lecture of microprocessor interfacing devices. And today we are going to discuss about the addressing modes of 8051 microcontroller. As we all know, in order to perform any task, the data should be stored in different locations. And in order to retrieve the data, we need some address locations. So how many types of addressing modes are there in 8051 and how they are going to work and how the task is going to be performed. In this lecture we are going to discuss about these things. So coming to the addressing modes of 8051, we have 5 addressing modes, that is immediate addressing mode, direct addressing mode, register addressing mode, register indirect addressing mode, implied addressing mode and relative addressing mode. These are the 6 addressing modes of 8051 microcontroller. As we have already learned about the immediate addressing mode of 8086, that means here an immediate addressing mode is nothing but here, and it is an 8-bit or 16-bit immediate data or a constant that is specified in the instruction itself. That means, for example, say here move a comma 6ch, that means it is an immediate data. This immediate data will be moved to accumulator. So a register or accumulator register, it is 6c here, it is an immediate data. There is no address or no specific memory location is here. It is an immediate data. This immediate data will be copied to the A register. So coming to the next one, direct addressing mode. In this mode, the address of the data is directly specified in the instruction. Here, in order to execute or in order to copy the data where it is been located, so here it is given directly. That means go directly to a particular memory location and copy the contents of that location to the specified register. For example, here move a comma 07h, that means here the address of R7 register. As we all know that the memory of 8051 is divided into register banks, register bank 0, register bank 1, 0, 1 and 2. In that register bank we have 7 locations. That means here the R7 register R7 of bank 0, that means first register bank. In first register bank we are going for R7th addressing mode and we are copying the contents of that addressing mode to register A. So coming to the next one, register addressing mode. Previously we have discussed about direct addressing mode, and here that means direct addressing mode means here it is directly giving the address of the register, and here it is giving the register only. So in this addressing mode, the instruction will specify the name of the register in which data is available. It just specifies the name of the register. For example, here move R2 comma A, that means the content of A register, that is accumulator register, is moved to R2. That means where we need to store the data. Here the contents of accumulator, that means the data which is present in the accumulator, is moved to R2 register. Coming to the next one, register indirect addressing mode. It means here we are getting the addressing mode in an indirect fashion. In this mode, the instruction specifies the name of the register in which the address of the data is available in an indirect manner. So the internal data RAM locations, that is, we have already know that from 0H0H to 7FH can be addressed indirectly through the registers R1 and R0. The external RAM can be addressed indirectly through data pointer. That means if you want to access the data, or if you want to access memory location which is other than the internal RAM, and that data will be copied to the specified register through data pointer, which is also in indirect mode. If the data which is present within the RAM, it will be copied to the specified register with which is stored in between the memory locations 00H to 7FH. See here, move A comma at the rate of R0. The internal RAM location, its R0 is nothing but internal RAM location. Here they are specified that internal RAM data locations 00H to 7FH within the registers R0 and R1. Here they have given R0. That means it is an internal value. The internal RAM location holds the address of data. The content of RAM locations addressed by R0 is moved to the A register. That means the data which is present in the R0 register is moved to the A register, and also R0 is nothing but one of the address location, one of the register banks R0. So in that R0, whatever the value we require, or whatever the memory we need to move to the accumulator is being moved to the accumulator register. Coming to the next one, implied addressing mode. That means here the register itself specifies the data to be operated by the instruction. The instruction itself specifies the data to be operated by the instruction. See here, CPLC complement carry flag. It itself complements the carry flag. Next one, relative addressing mode. Relative addressing mode, in sense it specifies the address of relative to the program counter, and as we have know that program counter, it stores the address of the next instruction to be fetched. So where we have to fetch, say here the instruction will carry an offset whose range is in between 28102 minus 28102 plus 12710. So these are the range of the offset address, and this offset address is added to program counter to generate a 16-bit physical address. Here jump if carry offset. Jump if carry offset is one of the program control to jump an address obtained by adding the contents of the program counter and offset value in the instruction. Offset value in the instruction. Here we are adding the program counter and the offset value in the instruction in order to obtain the data which is stored in the memory locations. That means here, in order to extract where the data is present, in order to obtain the physical address, it is adding the value of program counter as well as offset value in order to obtain the instruction. And coming to the instruction set of 8051, very important topic, both the addressing modes and the instruction set of 8051 are very important for this. So what type of instructions we are going to use in order to perform the arithmetic and logic operations? What type of instructions? Arithmetic operations or logic instructions, data transfer instructions, Boolean variable instructions, and program branching instructions. So by using all these instructions, we can say that, or we can perform the tasks, or we can move the data. By using all these instructions only, we can perform, or we can complete a task which was given to us. So here the 8051 instructions are divided into 5 functional groups, that is arithmetic instructions group, logical instructions, data transfer instructions, Boolean variable instructions, and program branching instructions. Coming to the arithmetic instructions, here as we have already know, here first one is add with carry, subtract with borrow, multiply, divide, decrement, increment, and decimal adjust. Last one is decimal adjust. Add means here we are going to add the data. The first one example, a comma add a comma hash data. Here hash represents immediate data, that means the data which is present in or the data which is given here. Suppose hash 6c and the contents of a, this 6c is directly moved to a. That means here after the performing this operation, the value of a is equals to the value of accumulator is equals to the contents of accumulator plus the immediate data which was given by the instruction, which is in the instruction, and it is of 2 byte length, and it is of it carries one number of cycles. Here add a comma rn. Here rn in sense a register. That means here the register value or the contents of the register is being added to accumulator, and it is of 1 byte and it uses 1 clock cycle. Add a comma direct. Here it is a direct addressing mode, therefore the accumulator is added with the contents of that addressing mode of the direct addressing mode, and the data is stored in the accumulator. Add a comma at the rate of ri. This is an indirect addressing mode. At the rate they have given at the rate, it is an indirect addressing mode. That means this instruction goes to an indirect value, or indirectly it has given that go to the particular value. So it is going, it is accessing, or it is going to extract the data which is present in ri and is being added to accumulator, and the resultant is stored in the accumulator. It is of 1 byte instruction and it has 1 clock cycle. So add with, coming to the next one, add with carry. See all the immediate data, register addressing mode, direct addressing mode, indirect addressing mode, all these also be performed in add with carry. That means if there is a carry, see here a plus immediate data plus carry, it adds accumulator plus an immediate data along with carry and stores the final result in accumulator. Here accumulator plus register, contents of the register plus carry. Here also accumulator, contents of register plus carry. Accumulator, contents of an indirect register plus carry. Okay, coming to the subtraction. Same. Subtract with borrow. Subtract with borrow. Here borrow in sense, here we have mentioned carry. Carry is here is nothing but a borrow. Here it is a carry, here it is a borrow. So subtract a comma hash data. That means the contents which is present in accumulator is being subtracted with data as well as carry. It is of 2 bytes. Okay, here accumulator minus register minus carry, accumulator minus direct register minus carry, accumulator minus indirect register minus carry. Coming to the next, multiplication, mul. Here instruction will be AB, mul AB, or sometimes we are going to write mul P, MUL, multiply only B. Here the multiply A with B, that means A is a lower byte of an accumulator. We have lower byte of A is multiplied with B, and B is okay. That means the lower byte of A is multiplied by the lower byte of B, and the higher byte of A is multiplied by higher byte of B. Okay, so it is we don't have any addressing modes here. That means already the data will be stored here now, and those two are going to be multiplied, and it consists of only 1 byte, but it takes more number of cycles. That is, we have 4 number of clock cycles. Coming to the next one, divide AB. Divide A by B and store the coefficient in A and the remainder in B, and it consists of 1 byte and it also takes 4 clock cycles. Here a decrement A, that is decrement in sense it will be decremented by 1. It will be decremented by decrement A in sense the contents of the addressing location of A will be decremented by 1 register. See here, decrement Rn is equals to Rn minus 1. Decrement direct is equals to direct minus 1. Decrement at the rate of Ri, at the rate of Ri equals to at the rate of Ri minus 1. That means it is subtracted by 1 location. Okay, increment, it will be incremented by 1 location. Converse of this thing, or inverse of decrement is increment. So decimal adjust accumulator. So this decimal adjust accumulator means it is going to perform a task, or it is going to adjust the given number in a binary form. Coming to the next one, logical operation. AND logic, OR logic, XOR logic, clear logic, complement logic, rotate logic, rotate carry left, rotate right, rotate carry right, and swap. First one, AND logic. It is going to perform the AND logic between the given instructions. That means AND A comma data. It's an immediate data. Here AND logic A comma hash data. That means it performs AND logic with the data. Accumulator A will perform an AND logic with the immediate data and store the result in A. AND logic and A comma Rn, it performs the contents of the register with A. Here A and direct. So direct addressing mode in this is going to particular register, and the contents of that register will be ANDed with accumulator. Indirect addressing mode, same. Here direct ANL direct comma A, that means the direct address register value will be equals to the multiplication or AND of accumulator and the direct register. Here accumulator as well as direct contents of the direct register is AND with data. We just go through this. So here we are performing AND instance and multiplication operation. Here OR instance and addition operation. So here immediate data, that means the data is ORed with the contents of the accumulator. The data is ORed with the register along with the accumulator. The data is ORed with direct addressing mode of the accumulator. It is ORed with indirect addressing mode of the accumulator, and accumulator is ORed with direct addressing mode. Immediate data is ORed with direct addressing mode. Here coming to the XOR operation, it will perform an XOR operation with the data. XOR logic means the data is, suppose if you have A is equals to 0 1 and data is equals to 1 0. While performing the OR operation, the value will be 1 1. So that data will be stored in the accumulator. So here we are going to take the register value, and that register, in that register, whatever the contents may be there, it will be odd with accumulator, and the resultant is stored in the accumulator. Here it is a direct addressing mode, and in this direct addressing mode, the data which is stored will be XORed with accumulator. So vice versa, as we have seen previously. Coming to the next one, CLR, clear. That means here see the description, A with 00H. That means here we are clearing the contents of accumulator with 00H. That means we are moving, or we are clearing, or we are removing whatever the contents which is present in the accumulator register with 00H. That means in other words, we can say that it is been resetted. Here CPL A, complement A, complement A. That means the value of A accumulator, or the data which is present in the accumulator will be complemented. Suppose if the value is 1, then after performing SQL operation, its value becomes 0. Coming here, rotate left, RL A. So rotate accumulator left, but how many times? It will depends upon the count value. So how many times we need to rotate left will be depend upon the count value. Here RLC, rotate left through carry. Here we are not rotating any carry value. Here we are using carry value also in order to perform this instruction, rotate accumulator left through carry. That means here we have only 8 bits, here we have 9 bits along with carry flag. Rotate right, rotate accumulator right. This also depends upon how many times, means it depends upon the CX value. Here same, rotate accumulator right through carry. Okay, next swap nibbles with accumulator, swap nibbles within accumulator. That means swapping means changing or exchanging, making. Nibble means 4 bits. That means AH will be filled with the data which is present in AL, and AL will be filled with the data present in AH. Coming to the data transfer instructions, here we have a move C, move X, push, pop, exchange, and exchange data. First one, move A comma hash data is an immediate data. That means the data is directly moved to A. Move A comma RN. That means the data which is present in RN register is going to be filled with A. Here N in sense number of the register. Okay. So, yeah, we have already told in the previous session. RN comma data. That means data is moved to the RN location, RN register, and accumulator is moved to the RN location. Direct addressing mode, content will be moved to RN location. A comma direct, the value of A is being moved to direct register, and the register value is moved to the direct register. Here we are moving the contents of direct register to register to register, indirect register to direct register, data immediate data to register, direct register, contents of accumulator to indirect addressing mode, indirect manner, register to indirect addressing mode, immediate data to indirect addressing mode, immediate 16-bit data to data pointer. So here move C A comma at the rate of A plus dptr. That means Here the contents of accumulator and the data pointer is added, and the value will be moved to the accumulator. That is, here code pointed by A along with data pointer is been added, and the resultant is given to the accumulator. Here second one goes to code pointed A by A plus program counter. Here we are using data pointer, and here we are using an program counter. The complete value will be given to the accumulator. Here the code pointed by Ri plus, that is here it's an 8-bit address. Here these are 16-bit address locations, and this value is given to the accumulator. Here see here an external data pointer by accumulator at the rate of data pointer itself shows that it is having, or it is dealing with external access. This external access indirect at the rate, it's an indirect addressing mode. So it takes the data which is present in the data pointer to the accumulator, and that means it fetches the data which is present in the external data pointer, and the data will be stored in the accumulator. It's an, here see accumulator with an indirect addressing mode. That means here the external 8-bit data is added with, or it been moved to addressing mode, indirect addressing mode. Here the external data bus, or the external the data which is present in the accumulator is been given to the external data address. Push is an push direct, that means the stack pointer is pushed. The direct value is pushed to the stack pointer. Pop means pop so the stack pointer is being popped to the direct register. Exchange, here exchange Rn, that means exchange accumulator with a specified register. That means exchange the data which is present in, for example, exchange accumulator with R0. That means the data which is present in the R0 register will be exchanged with accumulator. Here exchange direct, exchanges accumulator with direct byte. Here they have given Rn, that means whatever the register value will be, it will be exchanged with accumulator. Here they have given only a direct byte. Exchange accumulator with direct byte. Here exchange accumulator with indirect RAM, so indirectly, and XCHD A comma at the rate of Ri. Exchange accumulator with lower order indirect RAM at the rate indirect. Okay, coming to the next one, Boolean variables. Boolean variable instruction set. Here CLR clear, set the value, CPL complement, he sets an AND logic, OR logic, move logic, jump if carry, jump if not carry, jump if bit, jump if not bit, jump if bit carry. See here CLR instance clearing C, clearing the value of clear carry. See here clear carry, that means if the value is 1, then this performs. If we write this instruction, then the carry flag value will becomes 0. That means see here C will becomes 0. Carry is equals to, carry is nothing but carry bit, and if we are performing clear carry, then the data which is present, if it's, for example, the C value is 1, then after writing or after executing this instruction CLRC, then the C value becomes 0. CLR bit, whatever the bit, clear bit, what the data whatever stored in a particular bit will be given, will be filled with 0. Set carry, here we are giving clear carry, set carry, that means make the value of carry flag as 1 or make the bit value as 1. Complement carry, so here we are complementing the carry value. Suppose if the value is 0, if the carry value is 0, then after performing CPLC the value becomes 1. If the value is 1, then it becomes 0. Or in the similar manner, complement bit means it chooses a particular bit and performs a complement. If 1 is 0, then the value becomes 1, and if it's 1, then the value becomes 0. Perform under logic, it's a under logic carry or bit. See here, it is performing, and this carry is performing under logic with the bits. Suppose see here, C into bit complement. So whatever the data is present in this bit will be multiplied with the carry. Here what it's in complemented form, it is in normal form. That means this bit will be multiplied with, or it will perform an AND operation with the carry. So or logic, it perform addition with the carry here in the complemented form as well as in normal form. So move C comma bit, that means the bit value is being moved to the carry. In the same sense, move bit comma C, the carry value is being moved to bit. Jump if carry. So here jump is carry, jump if carry is set. If there is carry flag, then this, if there is a carry, then carry flag will be set. Jump if carry is not set. So if we are writing, if there is no carry, then go to or jump to a particular instruction. Jump if direct bit is set. So direct bit, if the value of direct bit is set, then go to a particular instruction for performing the further instructions. Jump if direct bit is not set. If the direct bit is not set, then go to a particular address location or particular instruction to perform the remaining task. JBC, jump is jump if direct bit is set and clear bit. Jump if direct bit is set and clear. So direct bit will be 0, sorry, its value is 1 or 0. If the carry is 0 or 1, then go to the particular address location or instruction to perform the task. Coming to the next one, it is program branching. Program branching instruction. Here we have absolute call, long subroutine call, return from subroutine call, return from interrupt, absolute jump, long jump, short jump, jump if 0, jump if not 0, compare, jump if not equal to, and compare, decrement jump if not equal, non-zero, and no operation. Coming to the first one, A call is nothing but absolute subroutine call. Absolute subroutine call. Here, coming to the in this description, program counter plus 2 is given to the stack pointer. Program counter plus 2 will be given to the stack pointer. Absolute subroutine call. What is a subroutine? A subroutine is a program which or a main which can be used at anywhere. So in order to reduce the complexity of the program, we are going to write subroutine programs, and whenever we need that program, we are going to call that subroutine. So here is long subroutine call. So same thing, but it takes a long time to execute this program. Return from subroutine. After performing the subroutine operation, we need to get back to our main program, that is stack pointer to PC. Return from interrupt. if an interrupt is performed while performing a task, if a non-maskable interrupt has been entered, then it has to perform that interrupt without any delay. After performing that interrupt, it has to get back to its original program. So a jump, absolute jump. Here the value itself says that absolute. If you need to move, or if you want to perform a task, or if you want to execute with an absolute value, or in order to obtain the data which is present in another location, you need to jump to a particular location and have to fetch the data in order to perform the task. Here a long jump, that means suppose if you are writing a program which is of more than 2000 instructions, and in order to execute 500th instruction, you have to get for 500th instruction, and the value which is required to perform that instruction is at 250th. Suppose it is at 250th instruction, then we have to go back to the 250th instruction and we need to fetch the data, and again we have to perform the task. Okay, next, short jump. Just the values will be within, or the instructions will be within very less distance. Okay, next, jump if 0. If the value is 0, then directly go to a particular location. Jump if not 0. Okay, jump if, compare jump if not equal. That means here if the value is not equal, by comparing equality, for example comparing is INDIA equals to POWER. Here if I compare the number of characters, then both INDIA is having 5 characters, POWER is having 5 characters. So when I compare these two things, if its value is equal, okay, it's equal or not. Here compare jump if not equal. If it is not equal, then go to this one. If it is equal, then go to another instruction. Here see, compare the direct with A, compare the direct value with A, whether it is equal or not. So if it is not equal, compare jump if not equal. Then go to see here, compare with A, jump to program counter plus real value if not equal. If these two are not equal, means the contents of direct and the contents of accumulator are not equal, then jump to program counter plus real. Okay, next one, decrement jump if non-zero or not 0. Decrement the jump if the value is not 0. So decrement the Rn value and jump to the program counter plus real value if the value is not 0. So no NOP instance, no operation. So students, go through this and have a practice. That's all for today's class. Thank you.